Hello groupies, welcome back to Forma Therapy. I'm the video channel producer, you can call me PD, and today we're checking out Killin' Me by iKON. But before we get into this reaction, I just want to say this video is brought to you by Patreon. I am now going full-time on this channel, so I rely on your guys' support now more than ever. If you'd like to support me, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you support not just me, but you also get early access to reaction videos just like this, and soon, in about a month or so, I'm going to be launching some new shows through Patreon as well. You can get all that and more, link is in the description. Now, let's get into this reaction. This is your Forma Therapy. Oh, project architecture. Interesting. 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까 초견할 줄 알아서 헤어짐에 대해 근데 널 닮았을까 하나 버린다는 게 Oh my god. I already love it. Also, Bobby looks so fun. Oh my god, this tempo change is so beautiful. 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까 죽겠다. Oh. Oh. Oh, what does that remind me of? Wow, B.I. actually got a really great rap portion. I thought in Love Scenario, Bobby had a better rap portion than B.I., and I feel like it's reversed here. Oh, there he is. 어쩌자고 그녀를 만났을까 또 어쩌려고 이별을 택했을까 죽을 만큼 사랑했나봐 꺼진 불씨 다시 타오르나봐 가슴 저린 그리고 내가 아님 이기적인 외로움인가 죽겠다 죽을 만큼 사랑했나봐 꺼진 불씨 다시 타오르나봐 가슴 저린 그리고 내가 Bridge reminds me of Love Scenario. That was perfect. Okay, sorry, but I feel like I need more. So I'm gonna watch it again. It's such a sinister start to a song. Like it's playful, it's a little minimalistic. God, that set, this set with the flashing lights. Oh, it's crafted so beautifully. Like, this clearly looks like a VM architecture, project architecture music video, but they have such a great way of having their signature style, but every set is very distinct, you know what I mean? Oh my god. And I don't like instrumental driven choruses either, so they pulled that off very nicely. The color scheme of this music video is pretty unconventional too. A lot of orange, red tones, clips of fire, red and green. I mean, listening to the lyrics, looking at the music video, it's got this sense of frustration and bittersweetness. God damn it, I wish iKON was performing at KCON this year. The structure of this is a little bit unconventional too. Yeah, throwing in Bobby's rap during the bridge. Wonderful idea. Or is this the bridge, you know? Like I said, the structure is pretty unconventional. It went verse, first chorus, verse, second chorus. And then we had that soft vocal solo, Bobby's rap, and this big chorus, this unified chorus. It's like as if the bridge lasted really long. You know, I wanted them to deliver a Love Scenario 2.0, and they kind of did. My reaction to Love Scenario earlier this year, that video, if you haven't been following me, if you don't watch my live streams, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you don't know what that song did to me afterwards. That video is not a proper representation of how I feel about Love Scenario. I think Love Scenario is one of the best songs of this year. I mean, it took a while to grow on me. First listening to it, I mean, it's kind of set a trend for the rest of the year of having minimalistic songs. But before that, it was kind of very new, not just to iKON, but very new to K-pop in general. And so I was kind of a bit thrown off, but then I kept listening to it. Then I kept listening to the iKON Return album. And then I couldn't stop. And then I inadvertently memorized Love Scenario, memorized Jerk, and then iKON's Return album became a masterpiece. And I realized iKON's Return album is perhaps the best album of the year. For me, album of the year of 2017, it went to Brother Act by B2B. I thought that was supremely the best album of that year. And for me, the best album of the year doesn't go to my favorite groups. It doesn't even go to the group that I thought had the best title track. For me, I judge album of the year based on the encompassing body of work within that album. And is every single album a bop? Is every single album amazing? And can they, you know, hold on their own? And is there not a weak link in that album? And does it move me? You know, and that's the most important thing when it comes to music. Music that moves me is the music that I like, you know? A lot of people suggest songs for me and people assume I'll like something or I won't like something. You never know, you know? For me, music is such a personal experience, you know? Just because this fits within my genre, this is the kind of music I like, doesn't mean I'm always gonna like it. And just because this is something that I usually don't listen to or I usually don't like, doesn't mean I'm not gonna like it. And I never want a group to fail. I do not hate any groups. I think that is a stupid, bigoted approach to music. It's music, you know? Just because you don't like their music so far doesn't mean you should say, I don't like that group or I hate that group. For me, every group is, I just haven't gotten into them yet. You know, it took me years to get into Red Velvet and I am in deep now. And at the same time, I also got into iKON. iKON was a group I just could not get into. Any of their old music just didn't work for me. But the entirety of the Return album, there is not a single weak song. It is a superb album. And so, with their comeback this year, I mean, 2 comebacks in 1 year, that is rare, not just for iKON, but for YG. I was a little bit, I'll admit, I was a little bit afraid. I was like, there is no way they're gonna live up to Love Scenario. And I don't think this song will live up to the fame and notoriety that Love Scenario had. Love Scenario went viral. It was super popular. You can't recapture that. But I still wanted a Love Scenario 2.0. I wanted another Love Scenario. And here's the problem with songs that go viral. I'm talking EXID's Up and Down. I'm talking Boom Boom by Momoland. So many groups try to recapture the viral nature of the original song by creating what is essentially a replica, a clone. Not a song that sounds similar, I mean a song that is like basically a facelift of the other song. The song structure is the same, the instrumental beat is just a little bit off, but you know what? iKON delivered, I don't know if iKON is the first group, they might be. iKON might be the first group to have a song that went viral, and then having a comeback title track that is almost a sequel to that viral song, but they pull it off successfully. I think this song is Love Scenario 2.0, but not in the way like, let's say, Bam is Boom Boom 2.0 for Momoland. When making this song, the music producers went, okay, what made Love Scenario great? Let's capture just a little bit of that essence, but let's make everything else different. Let's keep some of the similar structures, but let's improve upon it, and let's also make it a completely different genre. And that's what they did here. You see, when you have a viral hit, you can never live up to the original. People were constantly like, oh, Bam is just Momoland's Boom Boom all over again. But honestly, if you actually objectively listen to that song, Bam is a far better song than Boom Boom. Bam is an improved version of Boom Boom. But again, they lifted and cloned the same song. This is not a clone. You see, Killin' Me by iKON is a song inspired by Love Scenario. It's a sequel to Love Scenario, but it's more like a close cousin as opposed to a brother or sister. They took what made Love Scenario great in the first place, a very minimalistic song, not going too crazy with the EDM, and sort of going more vocally driven and emotionally driven. And so they took a very minimalistic approach to this song, but this almost feels like the exact opposite concept of Love Scenario. Love Scenario, the whole message of that song was about looking back on a relationship and being satisfied, you know, just being glad that it happened anyways. It's like looking back on your relationship like a fun movie. That song was kind of heartwarming and it ended on a warm and fuzzy note. But this song, it's a little bit angry, less angry and more frustration, you know? Now, what I like and don't like about this song is a little bit less vocally driven than Love Scenario. That's fine. Honestly, the sound is a little bit different. It's a little bit offbeat and I kind of like that. But we actually do get a lot of rapping here, especially from B.I. and Bobby, and that's fucking fantastic. I felt like Love Scenario was definitely way more vocal driven, but here I felt like rapping sort of took the front stage, and perhaps because the song is so bitter and angry. And I thought the music video was simple, it was minimalistic, it was actually very much in line with Love Scenario by iKON. I do like iKON's Love Scenario more because it's actually more creative. They took the approach of, again, like it's a movie, so everything looked like a movie set. They had these cycling shots with B.I. and the girl, like that kind of stuff was really cool. Here, there is less creativity and it's more about set design and it's more about the actual cinematography and camera work, which is great. You know, as I was saying in the music video, this is VM Project Architecture. You know, their work is absolutely gorgeous. If you don't know, they have been handling 17's music videos since the Don't Wanna Cry era. You know, 17's music video quality took like a bump up in production quality. And that's because they started collaborating with Project Architecture. And Project Architecture, they have a very similar approach to all of their music videos. It can't be helped, you know, a filmmaker has a very unique style. But I feel like, yes, you can see traces of their work in other music videos in this music video, but they find ways to make it unique to the iKON experience. I thought one of the more interesting setups was the sort of minimalistic room where it had like this gradient ombre effect. And I like that the lighting in there would constantly change. I mean, a majority of the color scheme in that room was teal, but at certain points, they did throw in like a red gradient in the middle, which was really, really cool. And I do like the main scene where they did the dancing. If you look at the set of where they did their main dancing, it's actually really, really not traditional, you know? There's a lot of symmetry going on, but it's not like the same thing, you know? Instead of just having like one flat background, we've got like one area pushing out where it looks like it's like a docking bay. So there's like this flat area, and then there's like this area pushing out, creating like this really third dimensional effect in the music video. You know, it kind of gives that scene a lot of life. And in that area that's pushed out, they actually have lights installed underneath it, and the way it's strobing actually makes it a really, really cool effect too, because the lights are all placed differently. And what was interesting was the color scheme of this music video. There was a lot of red, you know, like that one part with the arcade, it was in a very ominous red background, and then a lot of green or teal. Red and green are complementary colors, so they use that to their advantage. And, you know, we don't use green as much in today's society. We kind of go with teal because it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There's even one shot, I think, where they're in the green room, and it's near the end where one of the singers is singing, and they actually have like a red light on them, you know? It gives this video an overall very ominous feeling. So it's very, very different from Love Scenario. So again, there are a lot of great callbacks to Love Scenario without it actually being Love Scenario. So I really, really like that. You know, this is the perfect follow-up to a viral hit. So many groups make the same mistake. When they have a viral hit, they put out a song that is just like the previous. And so people either go, oh, it's the same thing, and they complain, or people come to expect a certain sound from them. You see, when you have a viral hit, your popularity obviously goes up, and you have a bigger stage, and you have much more attention than before. And so your first comeback after your viral hit is so important. People are looking at you. You had this viral hit, and people are basically looking at you and thinking, what else you got? If you give them the same thing, people are gonna, you know, grow accustomed to thinking you're gonna get the same thing over and over again. EXID made this mistake after Up and Down was released. They released several songs that was very much in the vein of Up and Down. And so when they finally started experimenting many comebacks later, their popularity did not grow, and at some points even decreased. And so honestly, sometimes it could be a bit of a burden for a song to grow viral. And so in some cases it can be a little bit of in some cases it can be a little bit of a burden for a song to go viral. There is so much expectations put into you. But I think the difference between this song going viral from this group compared to any other group is that BI and the members of iKON have personal input into their music and are largely in charge of producing their own music. And so I think because of that, they have a smart producer. It's not just some rando person handing off another, viral hit single to an artist, or it's not a company buying another viral hit song from someone else. It's a personal song from a member of the group who understands the group, who understands the group's strengths and weaknesses. That is why this song is great. I love it. All right, sorry that reaction and explanation was long and overdrawn. Honestly, I just had a lot to get off my chest because I really, really loved the Return album by iKON. And again, I think it's the album of the year. So I just wanted to get that off my chest because I'm so disappointed that I did not listen to the Return album on camera because my head was literally exploding listening to it. But I will be checking out this EP. I believe it's called New Kids Continue. So I will definitely be checking this out. You can count on it. Video will be coming soon. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Guys, what did you think of Killin' Me by iKON? How does it compare to Love Scenario? Do you like Love Scenario more? Do you like Killin' Me more? I do have to listen to it a little bit more to judge it, but right now, Love Scenario is a little bit higher, but we'll see. Also, thank you to our monthly groupies. And also, thank you to our monthly groupies. I couldn't do this without you guys. Again, I'm going full-time on this channel, so your support means so much to me. So if you want to support me, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reaction videos just like this, and a lot more coming soon. But if you can't support me monetarily, don't worry about it. Why don't you just go ahead and click like down below? It actually helps me out a lot with YouTube search algorithm. Or go ahead and click subscribe up here, tune in for future reaction and review videos, and go ahead and watch all my other videos over here.